All right then. Good morning, everyone. Today is October 28th, 2020. This is a regular meeting of the members of the State Liquor Authority being conducted in Albany and also remotely. We have present in the Albany offices Chairman Bradley. We have joining us by video Commissioners Ford and Commissioners Fan. Staff attending, we have Deputy Commissioner of Licensing Roberts in the Albany office. General Counsel Meyerhoff joining us by video, and myself, Secretary Donahue, in the Albany office. The next meetings of the regular meetings of the authority will be November 10th and 24th, and then December 8th and 22nd. Those are all Tuesdays, just so everybody knows. All right. Chairman, unless you have anything else, we'll start with the items in the order they're listed on the calendar.
No, I don't have anything else. Did you have any announcements you wanted to make, or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right then. The first item is 1452. It's a request for declaratory ruling regarding 12 East 12th Street.
Why don't I take over on this one? This is a declaratory ruling. The applicant or party implicated by the ruling is not identified. They seek a ruling on whether or not the grandfathering of the 500-foot rule exception applies, even though there's been a period of time when the business has not been operational. That period of time appears to be less than a year. We also have a supplemental submission from Community Board 2 that says that they believe they've identified who the applicant is and they've reached stipulations with them. And therefore, according to them, the request for a declaratory ruling is moot. And while I certainly appreciate the Community Board's position, we didn't hear that from the party who's requesting the ruling. And in thinking about this, the issue of whether the 500-foot rule is grandfathered in this location is not specific to any particular applicant. So I do believe that it's up to the board to decide, regardless of what the Community Board says, whether to issue a ruling, which is always the board's power to decide not to issue a ruling, and if they are going to issue a ruling, what that ruling would be. I would also point out that while the party requesting the ruling has made the assertion that there's been no intervening use of the building or the premises since the Gotham Bar and Grill restaurant closed, we don't have an evidentiary hearing here to determine whether that's accurate or not. The assertions were not sworn, and at least from my perspective, I would be concerned about the board making a ruling other than one that says if the facts are as stated, then the grandfathering rule would apply. But leave it for the licensing board to request something from the landlord, something of evidentiary value like an affidavit, confirming the facts that have been set forth in this request for declaratory ruling.
All right, so with that, Commissioner Fan, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Commissioner Ford, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Chairman Bradley?
I have no questions.
All right, with that, then I'll turn to Commissioner Fan with respect to her vote on the ruling.
I'm going to vote to state that the location has been continually licensed for the purpose of the 500 law and therefore is exempt from the 500-foot rule.
Commissioner Ford?
I will to approve it as being continually licensed and also exempt from the 500-foot rule.
Chairman Bradley?
I'll vote that this set of facts as presented would put the location as exempt from the as grandfathered in exempt from the 500-foot law.
Yeah, actually, just to clarify for the record, for Commissioners Fan and Ford, I assume your vote is based on the facts as presented, but that you're not taking a position as to whether what Mr. Bernstein represented actually is true or not, because I don't know that you have a basis to do that.
Yes,
Yes.
sorry.
I live right by there, so I have some personal knowledge, but yeah, it's based on the facts presented. Thank you.
All right, then the next item is 1453. It's Depew Wine and Liquor, Inc. It's a new package store application.
This is a reconsideration, right, Tom?
Yes, it is.
The applicant's attorney basically presents that the applicant will focus on boutique distributors that our competitors do not offer. She will be located in the heart of the village of Depew, while the other stores are located out on the periphery. She will utilize Drizzly delivery service to expand the business outside the Depew area. Other than that, I don't see any other new information presented.
All right, then with respect to the request for reconsideration only, Commissioner Fan?
I vote no on reconsideration. I don't agree with the chairman that there's no new information presented in.
Commissioner Ford, just on the request for reconsideration.
I'm going to vote to reconsider since I voted to approve it to begin with.
All right, Chairman Bradley, just on the request for reconsideration.
I'm going to vote to deny the reconsideration request. I didn't, whatever new that was presented would not have changed my view of the application and the need for another liquor store in this area.
Okay, with that, the request is denied. We'll move to the next item, which is also a request for reconsideration. It's 1454, 581 R&V Food Corp. This was a grocery store beer and wine products license application.
Are requesting reconsideration based on basically admitting what the issue was, which we discussed when we reviewed the application, which was the applicant principal's father, Arcido Velez, was the lender for the prior business at this location. He helps his daughter run the business due to her lack of experience, but his daughter makes the decisions. They conducted a search of Arcido Valdez's licenses on the SLA website and reported on the PQ all the ones that came back. So the fact that he left a license off of his personal questionnaire was in error, and that the daughter cannot grow her business without the liquor license.
Also point out that while the reconsideration purports to clarify what the father's role is going to be, it is not just as a lender. He's going to be helping his daughter. With the extent of that, it's hard to say. And there was also another issue that was flagged at the time, at the first go around, and that was that the application stated that the business started in April of 2019, but the lease was effective as of February of 2018. Another issue with the application that was of concern, and that is not addressed in the reconsideration submission.
All right, with that, Commissioner Fan, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm going to vote yes on reconsideration.
All right. Commissioner Ford, then, on the request for reconsideration, just on that. You're muted. I'm sorry, Commissioner Ford.
Sorry. I'm going to vote to deny reconsideration.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll vote to grant reconsideration.
All right, with that, we'll move to the actual application. Commissioner Fan?
I am sufficiently satisfied that I think they are being honest when they disclose him as a lender to the daughter. And I feel like in the future, they could have just given her the money and then have her apply without the lender information. And so I don't see a huge difference there. And with that, I'm going to vote to grant this license. I'm going to vote to approve.
Commissioner Ford?
So let me make sure I understand this, Counselor. The dad has been disclosed, but just not officially as an investor. Is that how you're seeing it?
Gary, you're muted. Yeah.
I guess I'm muted then.
Yeah.
There were 3 prior applications here with inconsistencies about whether the father was involved. So now this one, they make it clear that he is, but there was the question is whether he was a passive lender or something more than that, and whether or not the daughter was really a front for him for some reason. And the clarification of that was that he had gifted her this opportunity and was going to help her run the place, which I'm sure that's something that fathers often do for their daughters. Whether they, prior to doing so, put in 3 inconsistent applications, I don't know. But I believe the basis for the concern of the board the first time around was whether or not there was something else going on here than what was applied for. We definitely have more information now, and I think the board can reconsider, as Commissioner Fan has, the proper vote.
Okay.
Commissioner Ford, I'm not arguing either way, but I just want you to know that I looked into the licensing history of the father himself, and Commissioner Roberts can confirm this as far as his licensing history.
Okay.
Yeah, his licensing history is old, and there's nothing significant with the establishments that he held as far as the disciplinary history.
Okay. All right, then. I will vote to approve as well.
All right, then. Chairman Bradley, your vote on the application.
I'll vote to approve as well. I mean, I don't disagree that there's clearly been inconsistencies in past applications. Some of those I'm going to attribute to the representative that prepared those applications, and it's obvious that the father gave minimal to no information previously, but as council pointed out, we do have much more information on him now, so I'm a little more comfortable granting the application.
All right, the next item is 1455, another request for reconsideration. 63 Montrose LLC. This was a on-premises license requesting a change in the method of operation.
The applicant's attorney requests the recon based on the fact that the establishment serves as a refuge for members of the LGBTQ community. Having a DJ will enable the licensee to host live performers who demand high-quality sound systems. The licensee hired a nationally recognized licensed security company and has no intention of decreasing security. Some of the noise complaints were hate-based harassment of licensee's patrons. Licensee closes its outdoor area earlier than required and has invested in soundproofing. What they don't address at all is the $15,000 in fines the licensee has paid from violations, which I think really is what we focused on. The significant adverse history that the place has, most of which was related to noise.
Yeah, if I could add to that, the other thing that the reconsideration suggests is that there was some denial of due process based on the fact that the applicant's attorney was not allowed to appear at our board meeting. The applicants at the reconsideration request cites a case to River, the New York State Liquor Authority, in support of this contention. That's a 2014 trial court decision, but it's on a disciplinary matter. And it relates to whether or not someone who had their case defaulted in a disciplinary case had an adequate opportunity to be heard, which is a completely different context than this. There is no right to a hearing. This is not a hearing, it's a meeting. And there is no right that I'm aware of, that to oral argument at a board meeting. And the case that the licensee's attorney cites is clearly inapposite, has nothing to do with this context. So just wanted to point that out on the record. I'll also add to what the chairman said, that the $15,000 in fines included conduct relating to using a DJ booth and DJ equipment without permission. And with respect to the contention that all of the noise complaints were motivated by some type of harassment or homophobia, we can't speak to that. What we do know is that there were 37 calls for noise in 1 year, that we charged the case as such, and that they were fined $15,000 for it. So that's the record that's presented. And they are now just asking to have the DJ that they've apparently wanted all along.
All right then.
So
All right.
how long ago was it you fined them for having a DJ without having it be approved?
Let me pull that up.
The last incident was May of 2019 for the DJ.
Okay.
They have an event tomorrow with a DJ, or Saturday.
So that's not good.
Commissioner Fan, I assume you're just consulting something that you saw on the internet. Is that what you're saying?
Commissioner Fan?
Yes.
I know. Yeah. All right. All right then. So with all that, on the request for reconsideration only, Commissioner Fan,
I'm going to vote no.
Commissioner Ford,
Vote to deny as well. It's strictly based on their history.
Chairman Bradley.
I'm going to vote to deny. It's clear they've had a DJ, and looks like they continue to have a DJ without our permission. So until that stops, they can rest assured that they're not going to be getting a DJ.
All right. The next item is 1456. Another request for reconsideration. Harbor Breeze Restaurant and Lounge, Inc. This is another reconsideration on change of method of operation that was disapproved.
So this was, they asked for 4 a.m. We gave them to close. We gave them 2 a.m. The neighborhood is full of residents, and they also now want a DJ and karaoke, as well as 4 a.m.
All right then, Commissioner Fan on the request for reconsideration.
Yes, I will reconsider.
Commissioner Ford on the request for reconsideration.
I will vote to consider as well.
And Chairman Bradley.
I will vote to not reconsider.
All right then, on the application itself, Commissioner Fan.
I really looked into the history. Chairman and Commissioner Ford issued the 1, 2, and 3 no promoter, no live music STIPs, and I would be willing to go back to that if licensees council think that's a better version than 2 a.m. across the board. So,
Wait, say that again?
like, I'll be willing to go back to the Sunday to Wednesday, 1 a.m., Thursday, 2 a.m., Friday, Saturday, 3 a.m., no promoters, no live music, no DJ, no karaoke steps that Chairman and Commissioner Ford issued in 2016.
So just to refresh everyone's memory, this licensee had been previously conditionally approved for a license by the Chairman and Commissioner Ford with stipulations. The license was never satisfied and never picked up, so now they're reapplying, and then the members have put on different stipulations that were originally put on from the original license when it was conditionally approved.
Okay.
Right, but the new thing that's been introduced is they want to DJ and karaoke and go to 4 a.m. And the board considered that once and rejected it. And the basis for the reconsideration is, I guess, the suggestion that the community board's vote not to oppose these restrictions somehow requires the board to accept them. And the representation is made as well that the applicant, the licensee, is a good man and has put his heart and soul into the business. Other than that, I don't see anything new here.
Okay.
All right, so Commissioner Fan, you're approving the application, but going with the conditions originally posed by the members back in 2016 when the first application was, all right. Commissioner Ford.
But no DJ, no, you said no to the DJ and karaoke, correct?
Yeah, no DJ, no karaoke, no promoter, no live music. Sunday to Wednesday, 1 a.m., Thursday, 2 a.m., Friday, Saturday, 3 a.m.
Okay.
Commissioner Ford.
No DJ, no karaoke, no live music. What were the hours during the week, Commissioner Fan?
Sunday, Wednesday, 1 a.m., Thursday, 2 a.m., Friday, Saturday, 3 a.m.
I'll go with those same conditions there.
Chairman Bradley.
I'm gonna just deny the whole application. I didn't see anything new here, and there's residences surrounding this place.
All right, the next item is 1457. It's a request for declaratory ruling from S&E Beverage LLC.
Want me to take this one?
Yeah.
So this is a request from I guess a C licensee. C licensees are wholesalers who also have retail privileges to sell beer. And the question is whether or not those retail privileges would allow them to sell beer at retail through an online e-commerce website. For example, there's for the record, there's a company called Drizzly that associates itself with retail package stores and sells retail through there. And the question, they're seeking a declaratory ruling that they are permitted, that a C licensee is permitted to use an online e-commerce website. I guess generally, the details of that service are, I guess, subject to change. But that is the request for the declaratory ruling.
All right, Commissioner Fan, do you have any questions about this?
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Commissioner Ford, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Chairman Bradley.
I just have one. Council, is the expectation is that should this be approved, this method of operation or whatever we would call it, that the delivery would only be to New York State, or the delivery would only be in New York State?
I'm now looking at certainly that would be a legal issue if it was to go outside of New York State, and it's good that you raised that. I'm now checking the DR to see if that was specified. If it wasn't, I'm looking through it right now.
I didn't see it in there.
Right.
Should we hold it over to get clarification?
Well, no, the point is this is a hypothetical, right? We don't have a particular e-commerce platform or the parameters. There could be lots of parameters that the e-commerce platform could be operating under that would violate the law. So I guess if I think that the question posed for the members is whether a C licensee, by the nature of its retail privileges, can use an e-commerce platform in a form that would otherwise be legal in New York State. And if it's phrased that way, I think the board members can rule on it.
Okay.
All right.
Good with that, Chairman?
Yes.
All right, then. So with that, Commissioner Fan, your vote on the ruling.
I'm gonna vote to issue a declaratory ruling from the SLA that a C licensee may sell beer through online platforms or other electronic means, assuming with the preface that all the electronic means or the platforms are actually operating within the guidance of New York State rules.
Commissioner Ford, your vote, please.
I couldn't have said it any better, so I vote to approve under the same wording.
Chairman Bradley, your vote.
I vote to approve under the same analysis as Commissioner Fain.
All right, the next item is 1458. It's Ruby 1909 Corp. It's a request for reconsideration. Chairman, you are recused from this matter.
For the record, this is a request to reconsider a counteroffer, and the licensee is asking whether the board will accept cancel and bond in lieu of the cash penalty that was in the counteroffer. It's a summary suspension case, 12 charges, multiple executive order violations for a licensee with some limited adverse history.
Commissioner Fan.
I'm gonna accept cancel and bonds.
Commissioner Ford.
I'll accept cancel and bond as well.
The next item, just for the record, is 1459. However, that was dealt with at the meeting on 10/16. The next item, 1460. 2K Cafe Olay Inc. It's a conditional offer of $1,500.
Do we know if there's warning between the first date and the second date?
Answer is we have no. If that is not, we have no evidence in the record that they were warned between the first and second days.
Okay, so I will accept 1,500.
Commissioner Ford.
Accept as well.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item is 1461. El Rey de la Cocina Corp. It's a conditional no contest offer of $5,000. Commissioner Fan.
I'll accept 5,000.
Commissioner Ford.
Accept 5,000.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next items. 1462, 63, 64, 65, 66, and 67. La Tropicalina Restaurant and Food Operations, Inc. This is a conditional no contest offer of cancellation of bond claim. This license was summarily suspended on September 2nd.
I'll accept cancel and bond.
Commissioner Ford.
Yes, this place is quite the history. I accept cancel and bond as well.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
The next item, 1468, is Blue Parrot LLC. It's a $2,000 conditional contest offer.
I'll accept 2,000.
Commissioner Ford.
2,000 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1469, Jackson Whole Burger, Inc. This is a default at pleading?
I'm at 1,500.
Commissioner Ford,
I was at 1,000. They've been licensed since 1986. No adverse history.
Chairman Bradley,
I'll go to 1,000 for the same reason.
next item 1470. It's 11703 Hillside Catering, Inc. It's a request to extend the deadline for conditional approval.
So this license was approved in May of 2019. The conditional approval expires November 2nd of 2020. And they're asking for additional time. In
Commissioner
5,
Fan? I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Commissioner Fan?
Chairman, do you think that this is going to be a final extension?
Whatever you want to do, I'll do. I mean, obviously. If
I
we
mean,
go to
since it's a
5
ca-
if we
since
go
it's
to
a
May-
catering,
If we go to May 2nd of 2021, that'll be 2 years, which is pretty much what we've been giving everybody else.
okay, but since it's a catering license, I feel like maybe we should offer 12 months just so that they have until next year this time to decide whether they're actually going to do this or not.
Okay.
I don't see catering coming back before May.
All right.
So I'm going to be 12 months gets us to November 1, 2021.
Okay.
Commissioner Ford?
I'll go to November 1st, 2021 as well.
Chairman Bradley?
I'll do the same.
Okay. Next
You want that-
item.
You want that to be the final approval though, till November?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Yes. For now, anyway. Who knows?
1471 Stone Restaurant Group. It's a conditional no contest offer of $1,500.
Accept 1,500.
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll accept.
Next item 1472 BR Restaurant Corp. A $1,500 conditional offer.
I accept 1,500.
Chairman Commissioner Ford, sorry. I'll get it right.
Yeah, 1,500 accept.
All right, now we'll go to Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
1473 76 Taqueria Number 2 Corp. It's a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Oh, I got that one right this time. 1474 Peak Tie Inc. It's a no contest plea.
I'm at 1,000.
Commissioner Ford,
I'm at 1,500.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll give them 1,000 because it's less egregious than we normally see.
Next item 1475 PO Cancellation Restaurant Inc. It's a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
A lot of vowels there, Tom.
I do my best. It isn't saying that much, but. Commissioner Fan,
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item 1476 Peter Luger Inc. It's a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
I never looked at the name.
Commissioner Fan,
1950. I'm going to go down to 750.
Commissioner Ford,
I'll go down to 750 as well. No history in 70 years.
Chairman Bradley.
Yeah, I'll do 750 as well. I don't believe they're going to be a risk of reoffending.
1477 Time Market Inc. This is a $1,500 conditional offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley,
Accept.
1478 Scotto Bar LLC, a $1,500 conditional offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1479 O&F LLC. This is a new package store application.
For the Bronx, it will not be bulletproof. It's 480 square feet, 350 square feet retail. The principals will manage sharing responsibilities. There's one protest. There are 4 stores in 0.4 miles, and the closest store is 0.2 miles away. 3 of the 4 closest stores are bulletproof.
Adam, administratively, this is listed with a Kings County serial number.
Yep, it should be a Bronx.
We'll make sure that's corrected.
Okay.
And all the other
All
ones
right,
are
then.
too. Well, hold on a minute. Oh, no, that's right. The protest is Bronx. Okay, that's good.
No, everything else is in the Bronx except for the designation on the serial number.
Okay.
Commissioner Fan,
Given that the closest stores are all bulletproof, and this licensee or this applicant wants 75% wine and 25% liquor, and so mostly offering a unique wine experience for Bronx customers. And so with that, I will vote to approve with the split that they offered in the application.
Commissioner Ford,
This store is only 350 square feet retail. However, it's going to be an open floor plan. The other stores are all bulletproof. There was a question about one of the third closest stores, whether it was open or not, and it appears to supplement that it is. So I vote to approve.
are you approving with the inventory restrictions that Commissioner Fan mentioned?
Say that again, Commissioner Fan. What were
I
you?
was on, in the letter, they said that they would do 25% liquor and 75% wine.
Oh, yes, yes. I will go along with that as well. That's what they said.
All right then, Chairman Bradley,
I'll accept as well. 3 of the 4 closest are bulletproof stores. This will be not bulletproof. So we obviously promote the open store concept, and this will be an open store. Plus, it will, as Commissioner Ford pointed out, be very, the square footage is very small. It's only just over 400 square feet, or just below 500 square feet, I should say. And I will also approve it on the percentage inventory that Commissioner Fan voted on.
next item, 1480 La Fou Zoo Inc. This is another request to extend the deadline for conditional approval.
So this was conditionally approved in April of 2019. The conditional approval expired in October of 2020. They want 3 months.
Chairman, this looks like just a Chinese restaurant, so I will be willing to go to 6 months given DOB delays. So I would be willing to go to April 4, 2021.
Okay.
Commissioner Ford,
Same here.
Chairman Bradley,
April 2021.
Do you want to make this a final conditional approval at 2 years?
Yes.
that good, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Next item, 1481 Pat Rick LLC. This is a cancellation of bond claim conditional offer on a premises that's been closed since 9/23 on a summary suspension.
Accept cancel and bond.
Commissioner Ford,
I'll accept cancel and bond.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll accept cancel and bond.
Next item is 1482 El Mocajete Restaurant Corp. It's a conditional offer of $1,500.
I'm accept 1,500.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500, accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item of 1483 is a request for declaratory ruling regarding property at 100 2nd Avenue in Manhattan.
Yeah, this is similar to the earlier declaratory ruling. It's again a question of whether there is a grandfathering to avoid the 500-foot rule based on uninterrupted licensing. Premises are represented to have been closed since December 2019. The letter from council requesting the declaratory ruling says that they closed their doors on information and belief in December 2019. The letter does not say whose information or whose belief. And we have actually evidence that the place was closed earlier than
How
that.
earlier? How earlier?
A couple months.
October.
We also have an unsworn letter from the landlord attached to the letter from council that does not indicate a date as to when they closed their doors, which I find odd. But in any event, we're in the same situation with this one as we were with the other. It is, at least this one, a year or maybe a couple months over a year of alleged closure without an intervening use of property. And the question for the board is whether under those circumstances, as presented, not necessarily confirmed or rejected by the board, but as presented, whether that would result in a continuous licensing for purposes of the grandfathering.
President, Commissioner Fan, do you have any questions?
No.
Commissioner Ford, any questions?
No questions.
Chairman Bradley.
I have no questions.
All right, then I'll call for your vote on the ruling. Commissioner Fan,
Based on the evidence presented by this potential applicant's counsel, I'm going to vote to support a declaratory ruling from the SLA that this location has been continuously licensed for the purpose of the 500-foot law and therefore grandfathered and exempt from the law.
Commissioner Ford,
I will vote to issue a declaratory ruling that the location has been continuously licensed, notwithstanding the brief cessation for the purposes of the 500-foot law.
Chairman Bradley.
I also will grant an exemption under the 500-foot law based on the facts as they were presented here. As counsel points out, though, unsworn affidavits on the application itself probably aren't going to be sufficient when we get to the application stage. And I also want to point out that this does exempt them from the 500-foot law, but being that this is in the East Village of New York City, a visit to the community board would be highly recommended, and it would also be highly recommended to work out stipulations with the community board because of the neighborhood that this place is located. In fact, it probably would mean that you're going to end up going back there if you haven't before the application comes in.
The next item is RHNY Guest House LLC and RHNY Guest House FB LLC. It's 1484. It's a request to extend the deadline for conditional approval. Commissioner Fan?
Well, I understand that CB2 feel like they should have been notified on this, but I imagine that the agreement with the applicant is really input on method of operation and not necessarily the timing of issuing license, because I believe the timing of when license get issued is a matter between the licensee and the board. And so I am going to vote to approve the delay of this conditional approval until August 31, 2021.
Commissioner Ford?
I vote to extend the conditional approval until August 31st, 2021 as well.
Chairman Bradley?
I'm I'm not willing to go that far. I get everybody's had delays because of the COVID situation, but this was approved in May of 2019. It expires in November of this year, the 18-month, and now they want a 9.5-month extension, which brings it well over 2 years, and we can't have conditional approvals floating around out there for that period of time. So I'm voting. I would go to May of next year, but that's the limit I would go to.
Yeah, I'll change mine to May, so it's 2 years and we're being consistent.
When in May? May 1st, May 31st?
May 16th would be 2 years from the time that the conditional approval was issued.
So Chairman Bradley, Commissioner Ford, are you good with May 16th of 2021?
Yes.
As a final approval?
Yes.
You're all good with final approval, okay.
Yes.
Next item, 1485, Lake Erie Group LLC and additional partners. It's a request for a extension of the deadline for the conditional approval. Mr. Fan?
Wow. Does this say conditionally approved May of 2018?
That's correct.
And it's a 500-foot case. Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Commissioner Fan?
I mean, this is a food hall. I'm gonna vote to approve just because I don't see anyone opening a food hall now, so maybe kicking it down to May, they can make a better decision. So I'm gonna vote to approve May 10, 2021.
Commissioner Ford?
May
12. May 10, 2021.
May 10.
Yeah, I'll grant this exception too, based on the circumstances we're in right now, but I think we should make it clear that this is really it.
All right, Chairman Bradley? Chairman Bradley?
One moment, Tom.
Give me one moment.
Okay.
I'm going to vote to deny. I would give them, they're already past 2 years. And what happens, and just to give the reason why I'm denying, what happens is when someone is looking now to apply in this area for a license, an OP license, this license will not show up as a 500-foot license. And so then we could end up with a license right next door, or an applicant could invest money in a license right next door and not realize that the building right next door is already licensed, which could affect the percentage that they get approved or not. So
Well, at least conditionally approved for a license.
right, the 2 years is enough for me. But go ahead.
All right, the next item is 1486, 148 South Emerson Associates LLC. It's a matter that went to hearing and the judge sustained the one charge.
So sustained charge 1. I just want everyone to recognize the adverse history here. There is clearly a major issue at this location with noise that has come on our radar, as you can see, pretty regularly over the last at least 4 or 5 years.
Commissioner Fan?
I'm at 1500.
And just so you know, Chairman Bradley, this only goes back, the history only goes back to 2015, 5 years.
Right.
So there's other stuff before that. Commissioner Fan?
Yes, I'm at 1500.
Commissioner Ford,
Looking at their repeated history, I'm at 2,500.
Chairman Bradley.
10,000.
All right, you're killing me here. Does anybody want to tweak their proposed penalty? So I can get two votes that are same?
I'll go down, but not to the numbers they're at. This place is a clear problem, and the town has put it on our radar on numerous occasions, and they're not getting the message.
Yeah, I don't disagree. How about 5,000?
I'll go to 5.
Commissioner Fan?
I'll go to 5.
All right, we got 3 votes at 5,000. Thank you very much. Next item, 1487, Dryden Veterans Memorial Home, Inc. This is a CNC of $1,500.
Given 1978, I'm going to go to 750.
Commissioner Ford,
750.
Chairman Bradley.
750.
Next item, 1488. This is a request for reconsideration regarding the Thor James Hotel Lease Co. LLC. I think Deputy Commissioner Roberts and I have some information about this. As I understand it, and you correct me, Deputy Commissioner Roberts, the request is being withdrawn. There was some confusion pretty much on everybody's part. The applicant, counsel's office, and secretary's office. With the clarification, there was an error in the agenda sheet. It indicated that the entertainment for the basement was not approved. It was actually approved. And that's been confirmed by both Deputy Commissioner Roberts and myself. The items that the applicant was looking to request reconsideration were not voted on the way that the applicant thought. And that's been confirmed. I think you can confirm that, Commissioner Roberts?
That's correct.
Right.
So-
So, yeah, other than correcting the agenda sheet, which Secretary's office will do, there's nothing now before the members. Is that correct, Deputy Commissioner Roberts?
That's correct. So the request for reconsideration is being withdrawn based on the authority correcting the agenda sheet from the meeting when the method of operation determination was made. So this will be withdrawn. We'll correct the agenda sheet to reflect the information from that meeting and notify the licensee.
All right. So, moving on then to.
So, Lance, is this coming back to us later at this point?
No, because the applicant was asking to reconsider something that had not been a determination that you did not make regarding the roof.
Yes.
The applicant was in error about that.
Okay.
The agenda sheet created by Secretary's office was in error because of the entertainment, and the request that you have from counsel's office is also a misunderstanding about what the board did. That's been addressed with the applicant because of Deputy Commissioner Roberts' efforts, and we just need to fix the agenda sheet, and then I believe then we're good to go.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So 3 wrongs make a withdrawal.
Something along those lines.
It doesn't make it right, but it makes a withdrawal. Yes. 1489, Monica Jean Todd. It's a $1,500 conditional contest offer.
I was going to go to 1,000 here.
Commissioner Ford.
I'll go to 1.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll go to 1,000.
1460. Anything else, Inc.? This is a.
You mean 1490?
Yes, that's what I meant. Thank you. 1490. I had my piece of paper upside down. So 1490. Anything else, Inc.? It's a new application for an on-premises liquor license.
So this is a 500-foot law case It's a restaurant, Asian restaurant with 4 employees and principal, recorded music, no dancing. The applicant has many licenses already with no adverse history. The hours will be 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. The place was previously licensed. There are no protests, and it needs a bathroom waiver. The ALJ found no public interest, and to be honest with you, the only reason this is at the board, to my knowledge, is because the ALJ found no public interest. And this is a problem we're starting to see regularly because the representatives are not filling out the public interest statement completely and giving enough information for the ALJ to rule on public interest. And this was one of those instances where this public interest statement was not completely and properly filled out. The public interest questionnaire was basically giving general answers, and I think the applicant representatives need to remember that it is their burden to establish public interest. Not just because the community board says it's fine does not mean we're going to find public interest. And until that changes, many of these applications are going to end up in front of the board that do not need to be here.
All right, so with that, Commissioner Fan, your vote?
I'm going to vote to approve with the following conditions: 2 a.m. across the board, background music only, no promoters, no dancing, and a manager and security guard is needed.
Commissioner Ford?
Based on the fact that there's no opposition, fact that has a good history with us, and the fact that this place was previously licensed, I will vote to approve under the same conditions as so stated by Commissioner Fan.
Chairman Bradley?
I'll vote to approve with Commissioner Fan's conditions.
The next item, 1491, Snowy's Inc. This is a package store application, a transfer from a canceled licensee.
Gary, do you want to take this?
Yeah, so this is a license that the board canceled for availing. It was a store owned by the wife, purportedly owned by the wife of Jovi Wang, who is at the center of 5 some odd availing cases. The licensee filed an Article 78 proceeding claiming that the penalty of cancellation was too severe. The cancellation, there was an attempt to have the cancellation stayed first in the trial court. That was denied. Then the case was moved to the appellate division because it's a disciplinary matter. And they made a motion to stay the cancellation in the appellate court as well. That was denied. So this is a canceled license, and there's been no court ruling that it's not a canceled license. I'm not exactly sure how you can transfer a canceled license before you reach any of the other issues that might be attendant to this particular request.
So this is moot, right?
Well, no, the distinction, yeah, I'm sorry. This distinction, Commissioner Fan, is that if it's a transfer, we don't notify the other stores, and it's not subject to the public convenience and advantage standard.
I get it, but what he's saying is that there's no actual license to cancel. I mean, to transfer, sorry.
I do not believe it's moot. I believe the board should vote on it. But
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they still can transfer the corporation. There's no license to transfer with it. So we do have to vote on it, yes.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I would just, but my point though is that since it's not a transfer, you would normally have the other information before you to determine whether or not to determine the public convenience and advantage issue. You don't have that right now.
Yeah, if we deny this, it would be for cause. I'm not following what you're saying, Tom. I understand it's not here, but I don't believe we need it here.
Okay. Commissioner Fan,
I'm going to vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford. You're muted, Commissioner Ford.
No, just kidding.
Can you hold on 1 second?
Sure.
All right.
We just had a loud noise out here that Adam and I got a little concerned about, but all is well, it appears. All right, go ahead.
Commissioner Ford.
Based on the letter provided by the applicant that she has no association or friendship or family with the priors, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt and approve.
But that goes back to the issue I was raising, Commissioner Ford, because if it's a true transfer, it gets viewed at without considering a public convenience and advantage. If we're not considering this a transfer, I believe Council has made it clear that why it's not a transfer, then it's a public convenience and advantage application, and you don't have the information for that.
So I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying is, could it be requiring her to apply as a new
Yeah,
license?
that's the only request that's in front of you is a request that I do not believe you can grant, because you can't transfer a license that's been canceled. That doesn't mean that this applicant can't apply as opposed to ask for a transfer, but apply for a license in this location. At which point, if the applicant applies for a license in this location, the notice would be given. You get the usual package you get, including data from the nearby stores, and you can do a public convenience and advantage analysis and make a decision.
All right. Then I guess I don't really have much other choice than to vote to deny at this point.
Commissioner, Chairman Bradley.
I'm going to vote to deny as well.
All right, the next item is 1492, JW Wine and Spirits, Inc. This is also what's captioned as a package store transfer application.
Yeah, and this one is a little different, but comes from the same source. This is another one of the locations that led to disciplinary action for availing to Joe V. Wang. On this one, the board accepted a $110,000 civil penalty that has not yet been paid. The reason it has not been paid is because we've suspended the delivery and requirement of payment for fines due to COVID-19. The application suggests that a doctor is buying the store from the doctor that previously availed it to Joe V. Wang, another doctor. This doctor will not be leaving his profession, but claims he will have time to devote to the store. And he also states that he will be hiring a manager and identifies a manager who will manage another liquor store for some period of time. In theory, the board could condition this transfer on the payment of the civil penalty and make an exception to the rule that civil penalties are generally not being demanded at this time. We have made other exceptions. For example, in EO summary suspension cases, we are not returning licenses unless penalties are paid.
Commissioner Fan.
Given that the applicant is really not planning to be at this location or really running this business, given the I think he's still a medical doctor. It's going to be another passive
Commissioner Fan,
investment. Yeah,
Commissioner Fan, that's the ironic part. He's trying to tell us that he is.
yeah, I know. I
So
don't
I
necessarily.
I don't believe him, and I believe you don't believe him either. But
Yeah. I'm going to vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford,
Yeah, that seems kind of funny to me that he doesn't plan on being there, so I vote to deny as well.
Chairman Bradley.
I'm going to vote to deny. The applicant has no experience. He obviously has a very demanding full-time job as a medical doctor in a hospital, and it is just not believable to me that he plans on spending another 36 hours a week managing a liquor store. Not to mention that there's still a $110,000 fine outstanding for the activities of the former licensee and her husband. And until that is settled, I don't know that any store should be in there.
All right, the next item, 1493, is V&A Steakhouse LLC. It's a request for reconsideration on a disapproval of a new on-premises liquor license.
The applicant has a bad history at the location. He worked at the location as a waiter, and the current licensee is loaning the applicant $120,000 for the purchase. The previous license, I believe, was canceled at this location. Correct, Adam?
Correct.
The applicant has no management experience, and the experience he did have when connected to the previous operation was when a lot of the adverse history occurred. Not indicating that he took part in it, but he certainly was working there.
Commissioner Fan?
Yeah, I just wanted to add for the record that the reason that the board denied this application was in part based on the concern that this waiter from the prior location was not the true owner and operator of this business. So they've now applied for reconsideration, the finances are essentially a loan from the current owner. And the solution to the concerns of the board is that now this waiter, who was working as a waiter, is now going to become the owner, but add a manager with experience if there were concerns about his experience. I'm not exactly sure how that addresses the concern the board initially had, which is that the waiter is the front.
All right, Commissioner Fan?
I'm going to vote to deny reconsideration.
Commissioner Ford on reconsideration?
I'm going to vote to deny as well.
Chairman Bradley?
I'm going to vote to deny as well.
Next item, 1494, Lamella Restaurant, Inc. It's a $1,500 conditional offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford?
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley?
So,
Next item, 1495, Utopia Kitchen and Lounge LLC. It's a new on-premises liquor license application.
this is a 500-foot case. Once again, the ALJ said there is no public interest. And once again, the ALJ pointed out that the public interest statement is lacking. This will be a restaurant with live recorded and DJ music with dancing, 20 employees, 1 to 10 security guards. The applicant does have experience. There are 5 other restaurants within 500 feet already. He's trying to say this will be a neighborhood restaurant, although why you would need 10 security guards for a neighborhood restaurant is beyond me. The previous license here was canceled, 2 for Focal Point, and 2 times for Focal Point and Availing as well. The method of operation is almost identical to the license that got canceled.
Yeah, so more to the chairman's point, when they applied for this license, they asked for DJ, live music, dancing, and as many as 10 security guards. And when that was when that raised red flags, the response was, no, it's really a family-oriented dining location. We don't need more than 4 security guards. Because, of course, you need 4 security guards at a family-oriented dining location. But that is what it said, and the clarification, I believe in the supplemental, says that they are pulling the dancing off the table. They don't need the dance.
All right, then, Commissioner Fan? No.
Sure. The licensee is coming with some community support, so I'm going to vote to approve, but with conditions that would frame it more like a family restaurant as described in the application. And so I'm willing to do 12 a.m. across the board. No promoters, no DJ, no background music only. And I'll approve 1 manager and 1 security guard.
All right, Commissioner Ford?
Based on a letter of support from Councilmember Rodriguez, and looking at the stipulations that were in the community board letter, which passed a resolution of no objection. They will install sound limiter, provide proof of purchase of such, good neighbor sign in the location, and the hours as so proposed by Commissioner Fan. I'll vote to approve under those circumstances.
All right, so Commissioner Ford, you're approving subject to the same conditions or just a 12 a.m. closing?
Same conditions.
All right. Chairman Bradley?
I'm voting to deny. This place was a menace for us for the last 6 years, and all you have to do is look at their adverse history. The method of operation that this person is proposing is identical. They are not a family restaurant. They have no intention of being a family restaurant as a result of trying to get us to approve 10 security guards. And I understand the limits that we put on them, but I can guarantee that they will not be followed.
All right, the next item, 1496, Alexandria's Kitchen and Bar, Inc. This is a $1,500 conditional no contest offer. Commissioner Fan?
I'll accept 1,500.
Commissioner Ford?
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley?
Except.
Next item is 1497. It's a request for reconsideration. It's Long Beach Culinary Concepts, LLC. It's a reconsideration of a change in the method of operation.
So this is we actually just approved this license in September of 2000, or not September 30th of 2020. We approved it here at the full board because, well, for a variety of reasons, but one was because their temp was yanked, I believe.
Yeah, there was violations for executive orders, so their temporary permit was revoked. So the application came before the members for decision, which was reconsidered and approved. There was a question over the use of a DJ as it was not included on the original application to the municipality. I have been in communication with the municipality, and although the applicant did agree to terms over the use of a DJ, we did not receive notification that they were properly notified for municipal notice.
And just to refresh everybody's memory, this area in Long Beach is I don't want to say saturated because I don't know that it is saturated, but we have been getting significant complaints from the neighborhood association over the last year, and I guess the neighborhood association is acting on behalf of the municipality, not particularly about this place, but certainly about the area itself. So they are now asking for a DJ, and they want to be able to comply with the neighborhood association stipulations, and that's where we're at.
Right.
Alright.
However, the letter that came from the neighborhood organization actually allowed DJ. Right.
With limits, but I myself question if they're limited enough, but that's up to you guys.
And what are the limits? It's these hours, right?
Yes.
Um,
I mean, this place has already been shut once by us because of failure to abide by executive order, so.
So the
Music
method of
shops.
operation as
Is that
brief
an out? I'm sorry, Chairman. Tell me about the EO violation history again. I'm sorry, I don't think I knew that.
They had it, well, because we didn't charge them, we're not charging them, right, or we are later?
we haven't
But they had a temporary license. They were operating on a temporary license earlier, later in the summer, and licensing had to yank the temporary license because of executive order violations, which amounted to, I believe, congregating in front of the premises, drinking in front of the premises. You know, the typical stuff that was going on at that time of the year.
And when was that? Was that in June?
Adam will look it up. Gary, do you remember this? I don't know whether we would have summaried them had they been a licensee at the time, but they definitely would have been charged, and they may still get charged.
Yeah, it was on my radar. I think when we found out that they didn't have an active license, we didn't consider whether we could no longer, we can't suspend a license that doesn't exist. So it's possible I would have brought the case to the board for a suspension, but I can't recall off the top of my head.
All right, so on the request for reconsideration only, Commissioner Fan,
I vote no.
Commissioner Ford, just on the request for reconsideration,
I'm going to vote no as well.
Chairman Bradley,
I'm going to vote no as well. It doesn't mean I will not change my vote, by next summer, but right now, no.
Yes, agreed.
Agreed.
the next item, 1498, Skylight Restaurant Corp. This is a request to extend the deadline to comply with the conditional approval.
This license was issued in March of 2019. The conditional approval expired in September of 2020. Now wants just till the end of November. I'm willing to give him more than that just to be sure he doesn't come back.
Yep, I'll go to 3/20/2021.
Commissioner Ford,
To 3/20/21.
Chairman Bradley,
I'll do the same.
Final,
Yeah.
agreed all? Commissioners?
Yeah.
Can we take 5?
Sure.
Yes.
all right, we're going to take a brief recess. Clear, mute your lines. Is everybody ready to resume?
Yep.
All right then. Next item after our brief recess is 1499 Flatland Grocery Inc. This is a conditional no contest offer of cancellation and bond claim.
For availing gambling device failure to display license January 2021, cancel and bond accept.
Commissioner Ford,
Cancel and bond accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item is 1500 Charlie Sports Bar Corp. This is another request to extend the deadline for a conditional approval.
So this conditional approval was issued in May of 2019. The 18-month expiration is November 8th of 2020. They want till February 8th of 2021.
Chairman, I'm gonna go to May 8th, 2021, but that would be
Okay.
final.
Commissioner Ford,
How long will that be total?
2 years.
Okay, May 2021.
May 8th.
Yep, I'm good.
Chairman Bradley.
May 8th, 2021.
Final, we can all agree.
Final, yeah.
Yes. The next items, 1501 and 02, Lyra of New York, Inc. It's a conditional no contest plea of $1,500.
Was there another yield matter for this licensee, Adam?
One moment, I'll take a look for you.
Well, there's two on here. You mean a third?
Yes.
There's a place called Luke's Lounge that we've also had disciplinary issues with. I don't believe it's the same location.
There are no other charges pending against this licensee.
Okay, but the two dates are pretty far apart, so do we know if there was warning or no warning? Like, why would we have a date in June and then,
So I think the August date, there's some level of mitigation because the owner has indicated that he was the only one found without a mask on that date, and he has indicated that there's a medical condition that requires him to pull the mask down periodically for breathing. So I
Mhm.
think they were giving him the benefit of that doubt, I'm guessing.
We are considering the second charge, the second case, non-egregious, and thought this was an appropriate offer to send out.
Commissioner Fan, there is nothing in the report indicating that the licensee received any warning or citation for the first incident.
Okay, so I will accept 1,500.
Commissioner Ford,
I'll accept 1,500 as well.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1503, David Ray Silliman. It's a $1,500 conditional no contest offer. Commissioner Fan,
Gonna accept 1,500.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
The next item, 1504, it's Seeger Warner Post 333 of the American Legion. This is a new club wine license.
American Legion Hall, they'll have no employees. It will be managed, the alcohol part of it will be managed by the ABC officer. There will be a jukebox with patron dancing, 3 to 4 private events a year. The max occupancy is 80 and they need a 2 restroom rule waiver.
Which is the reason why it's before you.
I was going to ask you, Commissioner Roberts. So the 2 restroom request is the reason why it's here?
Yeah, because they have an occupancy over 74.
Yeah.
Normally, if the occupancy is under 74, licensing bureau has discretion to do that. But since the occupancy is over 74, they do not have 2 restrooms, which they're required to do for our physical standards. It's before you for that reason.
So with that, Commissioner Fan,
I'm going to vote to approve with the bathroom waiver.
Commissioner Ford,
I will vote to approve with the waiver as well.
Chairman Bradley.
All right, I'll vote to approve with the waiver as well.
Next item, 1505 Liquor Hill LLC. It's a new package store application.
So this is a package store in Syracuse, 792 square feet, 268 of that will be retail. The applicant formerly owned a restaurant with no adverse history, was licensed. He's going to have 3 employees and he'll act as the manager. There are 4 stores within 1.1 miles. Are these distances correct, Adam? They got it 0.08 miles. I'm guessing the closest is
0.8 miles.
So the closest store is 0.4 miles. And there's 4 within 1.1. There is 1 protest.
Protest is for the store. I believe that's the furthest away too, isn't it?
And it's from the former owner. 'Cause
Oh,
they've sold the business.
And this store will be bulletproof. None of the 4 closest appear to be bulletproof.
There also appears to be a suggestion in the protest that this location is on the first floor of the Syracuse University residential facility. Do we know if that's true or not?
I don't think so.
It's in a building. I saw a picture of it. It's in a building that's owned or used by Syracuse University. I don't know what it's being used for.
It's right on SU Hill. I mean, right on the top in the middle of SU Hill, which is a lot more than SU. There's Krause Hospital. There's Upstate community. There's a lot of activity up there, and it's on a street that's really, it's like a driveway. So, I mean, you really would have to walk to it. So it would really just be serving those people up on the hill every day. It's only 68 square feet.
268 square feet, Commissioner.
Square feet, yeah. It's 3 blocks away from another store, but again, that store is down on East Genesee Street, which is a different corridor of traffic. We haven't got to the point of voting for it yet, but I'll just give my 2 cents that I think that it would serve public convenience and advantage being up there on the hill because it's within walking distance of a lot of people who just walk.
And I just do want to clarify, the square footage is actually 792 feet. 268 square feet is devoted to retail space.
And this
Right.
is going to be bulletproof.
It's so small, I don't see how it could not be.
Well, they could take some of that 500 feet they're not using and make it a display area.
Is that all on the same floor, Adam, the square footage?
Yes.
All right, with that, Commissioner Fan, are you ready to vote?
Yes.
All right.
Given the bulletproof nature of the store and also the proximity to universities, I don't see public convenience at advantage, especially during this time when students are being encouraged not to go to bars, but, drink privately. So I'm going to vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford.
I vote to approve because there aren't a lot of students up there, but there's still a lot of other people up there. Like I said, there's 2 or 3 hospitals and a lot of other medical offices, the VA hospitals as well. So for all their public convenience and advantage, I would vote to approve.
Chairman Bradley.
I'm going to vote to deny. It looks like they're, having looked at the maps, it looks like there's 7 stores within just over a mile. This is going to be a bulletproof store, so I don't, it obviously is not as attractive as the other stores that are nearby as far as customer experience goes. So I don't see any public convenience and advantage to adding another store where there's already 4 stores within 1 mile.
All right, then the next item, 1506.
Hey,
Mizone.
Tom?
Yes.
Tom,
Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I want to revisit item 1490 because I failed to vote to approve the bathroom waiver, and I just want to add that back into the record. 1490.
Well, I took your approval as including the waiver because that's what was before you.
Oh, great. Okay, great. Okay,
All
great,
right.
great. I'm sorry. I just didn't state it. I just want to make sure that's okay. Okay.
Since that was part of the request that was before you, all right,
Okay.
since you did not, exclude that, I can, for our records, it's considered approved.
Okay, great.
All right, so next item 1506. Mizone Hospitality LLC. This is an application for a new catering establishment license.
This is a catering hall with 15 employees and a manager will be hired. Recorded DJ and live music, patron dancing. Owners, I should say, have a significant number of licenses. This will be in Troy. It'll be on the 9th floor, I believe, which is the top floor of a 9th-floor building. It's only it's only at the board, I believe, because the lease from the landlord indicated that the base rent would be the lesser or the greater of $182,500 a year, or 11.1% of the tenant's gross sales. However, that has now since been amended to the greater of $182,500 a year, or 9.95% of the tenant's gross sales.
And this is not a public interest. I know the memo refers to public interest. This is not a public interest case. It's not a 500-foot application.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the supplemental actually asks to withdraw, but I assume we could just address it and make a ruling if it's approved, conditional to receiving a lease that says 9.95% instead of something over 10.
Or
And
just
that
send
would be, that would be, if it wasn't here, that'd be a normal practice for licensing anyway, to get an updated lease reflecting that.
just send it back to licensing then, right?
We can do that.
You can either send it back to licensing or do what council suggests and just make the approval conditional on what licensing would be doing anyway, receipt of the updated lease.
Yeah, we might as well just approve it. It'll be quicker.
All right, I'm going to vote to approve, subject to Adam seeing the new lease.
Commissioner Ford,
Approved, subject to the new lease being provided to licensing.
Chairman Bradley.
Approved, subject to the new lease.
Next item is 1507, Dutch Apple Cruises, Inc. This is an application for a corporate change.
So this is a vessel license, and they're looking to transfer it from the mother to the son and daughter-in-law. The reason it's here is because the son does have an extensive adverse history with a license he owned in 2008 that was canceled, and he failed to put that cancellation of that application on his of that license on his application. This is I believe, Adam, a long-standing license, this vessel license,
It is.
without any adverse history.
Yeah, also the son was who would become the licensed principal and have the shares in the company has worked as the captain of this vessel for the last several years. So he's been involved in the business, and we do not have a disciplinary history during his period of service as the captain.
Dad is passed, right? Mom just wants to transfer it to the son at this point.
And who is Melissa Hagan? Is that the wife?
That's his wife.
Okay.
And from what the application says, she's working on the boat as well, right?
Correct. At least administratively, administratively with the company.
All right, then, Commissioner Fan.
With this application, I'm willing to look past the adverse history that the receiving applicant has with the authority and vote to approve this corporate change application.
Commissioner Ford,
I will vote to approve as well.
Chairman Bradley.
I'm gonna vote to approve as well.
Next item, 1508, Famico 5 LLC. This is a new grocery store beer and wine products license.
This is a new grocery store beer wine product license. There is a long application history and adverse history with this applicant. The applicant previously applied at this location and was denied for selling without a license. He also was denied 7 times previously for cause. I'm sorry, 7 times previously at other locations. Twice, 2 of those 7 were for cause. And he has a history of sale to minors. He has 5, I believe he currently has 5 AX licenses and has 4 sale to 18 or under minors since 2017.
Yes, I would add to that, he was selling beer without a license at this location in 2019 and has also had that issue at one other location. The letter in support of the application from council suggests that sufficient time has passed since these infractions and that they were the result of lax employees, and he now has new staff in place. That I can see how that might have an impact on sales to minors, perhaps. I don't know how one sells beer without a license without some involvement at the ownership or management level.
All right, with that, Commissioner Fan,
I vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford,
You know, Munnsville is only like that big. It's about as big as Mayberry, RFD. And this is the only place in town. It's a convenience store, been there for years, gas station. It's just a shame that this is the person applying for it, because it would be a convenience for people that live there tremendously. But based on this applicant's history, I have to vote to deny as well.
Chairman Bradley.
I'm going to vote to deny.
Well, Commissioner Ford, given what we know about this applicant, they're probably enjoying the benefit of buying beer right now.
Someplace. Yes, I wouldn't doubt it.
All right, then the next item is 1509, Mosack Enterprises LLC. This is a new package store application.
This is the package store in Madison County, 1,420 total square feet, 1,171 square feet retail. Will not be bulletproof. The store will have 2 employees. They will also hire a manager. The principal owns a dry cleaning business and has no experience with alcohol. There are 4 stores within 9 miles. The closest store is 5.7 miles away.
Commissioner Fan,
Given that 3 of the 4 closest stores are doing improving numbers, this is a non-bulletproof store. The applicant is a member of the community, and closest store is 5 miles away. I'm going to vote to approve.
Commissioner Ford,
Chittenango is a megalopolis compared to Munnsville. The Yellow Brick Road casino is there, where we licensed a liquor store there a couple of years ago that has since closed. And there also was another one, I believe, right in the village that has since closed. So this would be replacing at least one store that's no longer there. The other stores in Canastota, Cazenovia, Manlius, they're all irrelevant. That's pretty far away from the community. So I find public convenience advantage, and I would vote to approve.
Chairman Bradley.
I find public convenience an advantage just on the distance to the closest store, which is 5.7 miles away. We certainly don't want people to have to drive almost 6 miles to get their alcohol.
All right, the next item, 1510, CKMJ LLC. It's a new on-premises liquor license application.
This will be a restaurant with 15 to 20 employees, 1 security guard, principals to manage, and they also will hire a manager. It will be recorded in live acoustic music and patron dancing. No promoters or private events. Do I have the patron dancing part right? Max 152 seats at tables and 52 seats at 3 different customer bars. The principals do have experience and will be on site. The principals have no history. However, the previous license here has a large adverse history, including focal point and a summary suspension.
And the method of operation does include dancing.
Yeah, that's bizarre because I'm familiar with this place. I don't know where they'll be doing dancing. The ALJ said that there is public interest. There is no outdoor area. The applicants do own a bar nearby, which has a good record, and there are 49 other licenses within 500 feet. And if you go to 600 feet, there's 10 more.
All right, with that, Commissioner Fan.
Adam, can you tell me if the Turtle Bay Tavern was a 4 a.m. license?
Sure, one moment. It doesn't look like there are any stipulations or restrictions on that by the community board or the members, so that would give them the 4 a.m. privileges.
Okay. All right. I don't remember ever really doing this, but I'm going to vote to approve with a 4 a.m. license, 1 security guard, principals to 1 manager, 1 security guard, recorded and live music, no DJs, no promoters, no private events, and dancing is okay.
Commissioner Ford.
It is supported by the community board. The ALJ says they met the burden. So based on all that, plus the stipulations as so stated by Commissioner Fan, I vote to approve.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll vote to approve as well, but can we do some, there's a folding doors on the front of this that was a problem in the previous place. Can we put hours on the doors?
Yeah, let's do 11 o'clock.
Okay. So I'll do all her conditions and then 11 o'clock.
Front doors must be closed by 11 o'clock.
Commissioner Ford.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so the application is approved as proposed with the doors being closed, front doors being closed at 11 p.m. Next item, 1511, 20E49 Limoncello LLC. This is a new on-premises liquor license application.
This is a 500-foot law case. It's currently under a temp, right, Adam? It's a restaurant with 25 employees, no security, and they will have a manager. 1 or 2 private events a year, recorded and live music, no dancing, no promoters. Principals do not have any experience. The ALJ did not find public interest because, as pointed out by the ALJ, of vague and evasive answers on the public interest questionnaire. Would not disclose the hours of operation or if the windows would be open or closed, which I do think is a relevant question to be asked at a 500-foot hearing. There are 15 other places within 500 feet, 14 restaurants and 1 hotel, no residences nearby. The place was previously licensed and has no adverse history.
And just for the record, they did apply for a temporary permit, but it doesn't look like it's been issued.
All right, with that-
Was issued?
It was a conditional letter.
Okay.
Commissioner Fan,
I'm going to vote to approve with the following conditions. 2 a.m. across the board, background, and occasional live music for events only, no dancing, no promoters, 1 manager, no security guard, and no DJs.
Commissioner Ford,
You know, the ALJ says that they were evasive about, for instance, their hours of operation. And their answer was, the community board did not request the applicant commit to specific hours of operation. The applicant will comply with the county closing hours. So I guess you could extrapolate that pretty specific in terms
No,
of.
but so the problem is that basically they're saying that we're going to be open till 4 a.m., which is highly unlikely. What she was asking as a restaurant is what were your normal operating hours going to be, and they wouldn't answer the question.
Okay.
But go ahead.
What hours did you just stipulate, Commissioner Fan?
I said 2 a.m., which a restaurant in Midtown usually is not open until 2 a.m. And right now there's hardly any traffic to support the business at this point. But we'll change in the next.
I will vote to approve under the same hours and conditions as far as music and dancing and all of that.
Chairman Bradley,
I'll do the same.
next item, 1512, El Sabor Latino Inc. This is an CNC of cancellation and bond claim. This license expired back in June.
I will accept cancel and bond.
Commissioner Ford,
Cancel and bond, accept.
Chairman Bradley.
I will accept.
Next item, 1513, Lucky Lottery and Convenience Inc. This is a new grocery store beer license.
So this will be, this is just beer, no wine products. It will be a grocery store with 3 employees. The principal to manage. The applicant has been disapproved twice here. In 2016, because he failed to show that it would actually be a grocery, he even submitted phony photos to try to establish that he was carrying the required amount of grocery store items, and we identified the photos as not of the location where he was applying for. And in 2017, because we became aware that he was using the license of the prior owner, as a result of veiling that license. So he lied to us twice.
Commissioner Fan,
Oh, and I'm sorry, he currently has 6 other grocery store beer and wine product licenses in Queens, Westchester, and the Bronx with adverse history, but not significant.
okay, Commissioner Fan,
I am gonna vote to approve.
Commissioner Ford. You're muted, Commissioner Ford.
Sorry about that. Based on the amount of other licenses that he has with us and that the adverse history is not egregious by any step of the imagination. So I'm going to vote to approve as well.
Chairman Bradley,
I'm gonna vote to deny. I find it hard to trust somebody who's lied to us twice on meaningless things.
Next item is 1514, James Candy and Grocery Corp. This is a new grocery store beer and wine products application.
So this is a first for me. This is a new Manhattan beer and wine products. It's a grocery store with one employee. There was a license here before, which the applicant had, and we canceled it in March of 2019 for untaxed cigarette charges over 7 dates. Now the current applicant and a former principal is applying under a new entity to basically put that license back.
And there was an intervening license from that cancellation for this applicant principal previously, so that was operational for about 5 months.
And did we cancel that?
No, now they're just still trying to buy it back.
The untaxed cigarette charges were there were 7 different dates of untaxed cigarettes.
Okay, Commissioner Fan?
The supplemental letter, it's very thin and really doesn't explain why there was an intervening license that was issued for a few months. So I'm going to vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford?
I'm going to vote to deny as well.
Chairman Bradley?
I'm gonna vote to deny.
Next item is 1515, HKQ Inc. This is a new on-premises liquor license application.
It's a 500-foot law case. They need a restroom waiver. It's a restaurant with 12 employees, no security, principals to manage, recorded music only, no promoters. Principals do have experience and they also do have adverse history. One principal has 2 active licenses, although the adverse history he does have is not that significant. The community board stipulations indicate that the hours will be 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. Close all windows and doors 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. One of the applicants has disciplinary history at 2 other premises, including an EO violation. This is basically an Irish pub.
All right, Commissioner Fan?
I'm sorry, one of the principals also owns the restaurant right next door.
Commissioner Fan?
With the community board support, I'm going to vote to approve 3 a.m. across the board. Windows and French doors will be closed by 10 p.m. on Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. on Friday, Saturday. They will have recorded music only, no private events, no promoters, no DJ, no live music, no security guard, manager as needed.
All right, Commissioner Ford?
Yeah, the ALJ has said they've met the burden. There's no protest. Applicant has agreed to all the community board steps. Actually, looks like it's going to be a pretty nice place. I vote to approve as well.
Chairman Bradley?
I'll vote to approve under Commissioner Fan's stipulations.
So it's essentially to approve the community board stipulations.
Except I changed manager as needed, Tom. Just because it's 12 employees, I think eventually they may hire him.
All right, so that, in addition to the principal managing.
Yes, if they need it, yes. I just don't want them on the other side to get caught with that, and it's not worth it.
Okay, 1516, 206 Brookley Drive, Fayetteville, New York Corp. It's a conditional contest offer of $2,000.
I will accept 2,000.
Commissioner Ford?
I would go down to 1,000. They've been there since 1988.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll go to 1,000.
The next item is 1517. This is Cancun and Cancun Corp. This is a matter that went to hearing with 12 charges and 11 of the charges being sustained by the ALJ. There's been a summary suspension in effect since July 27th. And Chairman, you were recused from this matter.
Yeah, this is a summary suspension case. It was local law enforcement that did the reports. There was outdoor dining and inside dining in this location in mid and late July. The incident was at 2:10 in the morning, more than 3 hours after the curfew, and also after their closing time. There were bottles of liquor found inside, even though it's a restaurant wine license. Multiple employees were not wearing masks. The licensee, even though the reports were comprehensive and included pictures, decided to take the case to hearing and deny responsibility for this conduct. All of the charges were sustained with the exception of a failure to permit inspection charge that was based on a person in the front who worked for the licensee stopping investigators on their way in to allow the patrons inside, who the management knew shouldn't be there, to escape out a side door. The licensee, after this decision, the licensee's counsel wrote a very odd letter, which simultaneously seeks to controvert the findings and claim mitigation. So there's a lengthy discussion of how nothing really went wrong in this place, and it was just the bias of the investigator, and that the charges were not substantially proved, and quibbling over whether or not it was a back door instead of a side door that the people were shouted at to escape from. But then also says, but we take full responsibility, and safety is now the mantra. That is the record that's before the board. And it's a disciplinary decision here.
All right, first, Commissioner Fan and Commissioner Ford, with respect to the ALJ's findings on the charges, are you sustaining all the charges other than charge 6?
Yes.
Commissioner Ford.
Charge 6. Failure to commit. I would sustain that charge. Manager definitely refused to permit inspection.
You know what, Commissioner, that's fine. As far as the charge not being sustained, to be honest with you, I would rather the record just be as is, because the point the ALJ made was that after initially blocking the investigators from entering, they were allowed in, and the ALJ credited the testimony that the person at the front door was not sure who the investigators were at that point. So,
All right.
especially in a circumstance where we have only 2 commissioners, I don't know, and no tiebreaker. It's obviously, it's your vote, but I would be, I think as far as a disciplinary case is concerned, the 11 other charges are sufficient to make a disciplinary decision.
All right. I'll accept them as they are then.
All right, with that then, on the penalty, Commissioner Fan.
I mean, this, these charges are not just yield violations, but I think there are some fire safety and real other challenges for this location. And so I'm at cancel and bond.
Commissioner Ford.
Yeah, they've only been open like a year and a half. quite a stack of charges here. I was at 25,000. Any compromise here, Commissioner?
I'll go to 25,000.
I mean, all this was on one.
I would agree to 25,000 just because perhaps there's a long history with the precinct, but our agency's adverse history is
Okay.
limited.
All right, so 25,000. Next item, 1518, Sharky's Eclectic Sports Lounge LLC, the CNC of $6,000.
Accept 6,000.
Commissioner Ford,
I was willing to go to 5,000. They've been here for 10 years with only one violation. So I'd go to 5,000.
Chairman Bradley,
6,000. What was the last one, Tom? That summary, what was the amount?
25,000. The next item, 1519, Blue Lounge Corp. It's a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Seth.
The next item is 1520, S&M Caterers, Inc. This is a $10,000 conditional no contest offer. The location's been summarily suspended since September 30th.
Accept 10,000.
Commissioner Ford,
10,000 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1521. Nanasita Restaurant Corp. This is a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll accept.
Next item, 1522, Muscles and More Ltd. It's a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next items, 1523 and 24, Cafe Sahara Inc. This is a $6,500 conditional no contest offer. Mr. Fan,
I'll go to 5,000.
Commissioner Ford,
I'll go to 5,000 as well.
Chairman Bradley.
6,000.
Next item, 1525, Mexicali Blue 2 Inc. This is a $2,000 conditional no contest offer.
I'll be willing to go down to 1,500 on this one.
Commissioner Ford,
That's what I had, 1,500.
Chairman Bradley.
I'm going to stick at 2,000. They were warned multiple times before they were fined.
Next item, 1526, 2016 La Fogata Bar and Grill Corp. This is a $1,500 conditional contest offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
DJ dancing. Security for dumbass, 100 foot all one day. Yeah, if this wasn't all just in one day, I would go higher, but I'll accept the 1,500.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
The next item, 1527, La Cremelia Restaurant Corp. This is a default at pleading.
I'm at cancel and bond.
Commissioner Ford,
I went cancel bond as well.
Chairman Bradley.
Cancel and bond.
Next item, 1528. Moss Restaurant Group LLC. This is a pleading default.
I'm at 2,000.
Commissioner Ford.
Are you at 2,000 because they didn't respond, Commissioner? Okay, 2,000.
Chairman Bradley.
2,000.
1529. Maka Restaurant Corp. This is a $1,500 conditional no contest plea.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford.
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1530. Coughlin Inc. This is a $500 conditional no contest plea.
500 accept.
Commissioner Ford.
500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1531. NSV Enterprises Inc. This is a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford.
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item is 1532. This was held over so the applicant could address the issues that were raised in the application. The applicant is now withdrawing the application. So you don't have to disapprove it if you were going to do that. Next item, 1533. William Roberts. This is a new on-premises liquor license application.
This is an Otsego County bar tavern with 4 employees, a hired manager, no security. But then the application does say they will hire licensed, registered doormen. So I don't know what that means. Recorded music, DJ, karaoke, live music with dancing, max occupancy 226. Do we have a personal questionnaire of the lender? Oh, this was put over for that, right? You were going to reach out to the muni?
We had put this over so I could reach out to the municipality. I did.
Because this is in Oneonta, that's why.
That's
Okay.
correct. I did reach out and have not received a response back.
We wanted
The
to know,
principal-
yeah, they hadn't waived their 30-day comment period, correct?
That's correct. They hadn't waived their notification period, which would have been, just means that the applicant had to wait the 30 days. I did reach out to the municipality, to the deputy city clerk, about 2 weeks ago from the time of the meeting, and it did not receive a response back.
So the previous license here was summary because of sales to minor, and then revoked for basically the same reason. It has a long and storied adverse history. It's a college town, and it was clearly taking advantage of the fact that there were underage students there. There is no mention of what they are going to do to combat that.
All right, with that, Commissioner Fan.
As Chairman described, this is going to be a college bar, and with the lack of experience of the principal applicant, I'm going to vote to deny.
Commissioner Ford. You're muted, Commissioner Ford.
Sorry. I'm going to vote to deny as well. I don't think that the applicant has made the case. I vote to deny.
Chairman Bradley.
I'm voting to deny.
Next item, 1534. Romer News Enterprises LLC. This is a request for reconsideration. There was a CNC submitted. You accepted the CNC, but lowered the penalty. The licensee hasn't paid yet. Now they're seeking 2 things. One is a further reduction of the penalty, And second is a payment plan.
Which we don't do, just before anybody asks. We don't have the ability to do a payment plan, and we're not set up to do it, and nor are we gonna chase people for payments. That's just the way we've practiced here.
I would also note for the record that, well, this is a request for reconsideration. The explanation of the need for reconsideration is financial hardship, and yet this is an offer that the licensee made to the board for more money than the board required be paid, $30,000. There's no explanation for why that offer was made. And the licensee is in the position, because of our rules, that having had their offer that they asked us to give them accepted, and indeed reduced, if they don't pay it, they would get the alternative penalty, which on this would be, is it revoke or cancel, Tom? Do you know?
This would be revocation of bond claim. In fact, we've been, because of the request for reconsideration, we've been deferring the imposition of that. So if you do opt not to do anything, we'll need some instruction from you as how much more time we're going to give them to pay, because right now they're past the deadline.
Right.
So with just on reconsideration alone, Commissioner Fan?
I would be willing to grant reconsideration and go put the penalty at 20,000 again, but I don't, because that's how I voted last time, and I stick by my decision. I, however, feel like this licensee and their counsel are taking advantage of the process and taking advantage of what we've tried to do for them here last time.
All right, so that's $20,000, but no payment plan. It would be otherwise due in 28 days.
They, as you know, Councilman pointed out, they offered $30,000. So presumably they had the 30,000 when they offered it.
But I just want to be clear, is that how much time do you want to give them to pay that 20 grand?
I'll be willing to give them 30 days from now.
All right. Commissioner Ford.
Hold on before, so 30 days, but they remain shut, correct?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
unless they pay in the meantime.
Right.
But if they don't pay in 30 days, then a revocation order goes out. Commissioner Ford?
That was my thought too, to do 20,000 as Commissioner Fan originally offered, and payment within 30 days, since we don't do credit here.
Chairman Bradley?
I'll do the same thing, 20,000, 30 days.
I'm sorry, gang. I need just 2 minutes.
All right, we're going to take a brief recess. Please remember to mute your line. All right, are we all ready to get back going?
Yes.
All right. The next items, 1535, 1540, 41, and 42. Sonos Americano Bar, this is a CNC of $25,000.
In the supplemental materials, there's an updated letter that makes a new CNC offer of 30,000 with background music and 12:30 close.
1 second. Is this a summary? This doesn't indicate it's a summary. Was this a summary?
I believe it was.
It was, yeah, the agenda sheet was not added.
The agenda sheet is in error. This was a summary based on the conduct described, based on the fourth proceeding. Conduct on September 12th.
Gary, this is the place that had the big DJ operation in the basement. Tons of tables, people coming down a stairway.
Yes, we had photos of people clearing out through a maze of hallways. Correct.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a couple more minutes to decide this. Can you give me the summary suspension case number?
Sure, hold on.
And what date as well.
Sorry, what?
And what date we suspended it as well.
Right.
All right, so the summary suspension was done on September 13th.
Okay.
It is item number 1139 triple D.
Okay. Can we just go on pause for a few minutes here?
Sure thing. Take a minute, mute your mics, and then when you're ready, just come back on. All right, we're back on the record. Commissioner Fan, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, thank you.
Great, okay, so we're back with items 1535, 1540, 41, 42. As Commissioner Fan noted, there's a revised conditional offer of $30,000, recorded background music only, and 12:30 closing. So Commissioner Fan?
Given that the licensee was not there when these events happen, he's not permitted to have a DJ, but the location was having basically in a nightclub atmosphere, 75 people in the basement when there is no indoor service allowed at the time. They also try to disguise their activities by having a roll down gate, and all the customers were essentially locked inside while they were partying. And there's also significant number of charges from before that are part of this proceeding, 2 sale to minor and 14 other charges, 12 other charges relating to noise and various other things. I have zero confidence that this licensee will ever follow the law. And so with that, I'm gonna vote for cancel and bond.
All right, Commissioner Ford, your vote, please.
To Commissioner Fan's point, there's really no confidence here that they would conduct themselves as they should. It's only been licensed since what, March of 2018, not even 2 years yet. They failed to comply with the community board stipulation not to engage in nightclub activity. Unlicensed to have a DJ. There was hookah inside. Again, the front doors were and the gates were closed to keep what they were doing from being noticed. I mean, I just can find no reason to disagree with Commissioner Fan that this place should be canceled and bonded. So I'm for cancel and bond.
All right, Chairman Bradley, your vote, please.
I actually would have revoked and bond, but I will stick with the cancel and bond to not make.
All right, so the new CNC is rejected and it's a counteroffer, cancellation of bond claim. The next items, 1536, 37, 38, and 39. Mr. Pancho's Cafe, Inc. This is a request for reconsideration. Chairman, you are recused from this matter. You have, the full board issued a counteroffer of cancellation of bond claim after rejecting the licensee's CNC of $50,000. Licensee is now proposing a $60,000 background music only and 12:30 a.m. closing. The summary suspension has been in effect since July 26th. Commissioner Fan?
I'm gonna vote to deny reconsideration. The $10,000 really doesn't make a difference. That I have zero confidence that they will follow the law here onwards. So I'm sticking with cancel and bond. So no on reconsideration.
Commissioner Ford?
Might as well make it unanimous. I'm going to deny reconsideration and stick with cancel and bond as well.
All right. I'm going to have it take a brief recess. We're having a little problem with the YouTube feed. When we came back, we don't have the video of the Albany full boardroom. So if everybody just hold on for a second, we're just going to go and have that.
So I'll try to redial into the meeting.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Can you see us, Tom?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if we get your video on the YouTube feed. So just give me a second with that. There's a slight delay. All right then, yes. So for good or bad, you're both now on the YouTube feed, and we'll proceed with the meeting. The next item is 1543, Norman's K Group LLC. This is a CNC of $10,000, 12:30 a.m. closing, background music incidental to dining. The license has been summarily suspended since August 8th.
I'm going to accept.
I accept.
Commissioner-
I accept.
Chairman Bradley,
I'll accept, but can you clarify the incidental music? Do we need to?
well, we need to in the sense that this offer says incidental to dining. That was the offer. I know the board has been imposing recorded background music only. That's the terminology. But these offers keep coming in with the incidental to dining language.
Yeah, apparently they're not listening to our meetings, or they just don't care. But I'll leave it up to you guys.
Since that's a restriction, and the restriction that we're seeking to impose is a lesser restriction than what's been offered, I don't see why it wouldn't be, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, why it wouldn't just be an acceptance if we just said background music only.
That's fine, probably. I mean, I think going forward, we need to make sure the offers are coming in just with the, with the language the board wants. But all right, so it's recorded background music only. All right, the next item, 1544, Rise Bar NYC LLC. This is a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1545, Pam Industries LLC. It's a conditional no contest offer of $1,500. Commissioner Fan,
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1546, Devlin's Deuce Inc. This is a $1,500 conditional no contest offer.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Fan, Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
The next item, 1547, Seneca Lake Water Rental Tours LLC. This is a $10,000 conditional offer. This license was summarily suspended on October 2nd. Commissioner Fan,
I'll accept.
Commissioner Ford,
62. It was all in one day. I was willing to go down to 7,500.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll accept.
Next item, 1548, Uncle Mike Gourmet Deli Inc. This is a default on an unveiling charge. Commissioner Fan,
Cancel and bond.
Commissioner Ford,
Cancel and bond.
Chairman Bradley.
Cancel and bond.
1549, TRV Restaurant Corp. This is a CNC of $1,500.
This is two people with no masks. They have been licensed since perhaps 1995. I'll be willing to go down to 1,000.
Commissioner Ford,
I was at 1,000 as well.
Chairman Bradley.
1,000.
Next item, 1550. Diaz's Restaurant Corp. This is a $1,500 CNC.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1551. AG One Corp. It's a $1,500 CNC. Commissioner Fan,
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
and Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item is 1552. This is the default on an unveiling and a fair display license charge. The license expired back in March.
I'm at cancel and bond.
Commissioner Ford,
Cancel and bond.
Chairman Bradley.
Cancel and bond.
Next item is 1553, El Patio Bar Restaurant Corp. This is a $1,500 CNC.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
1,500 accept.
Next item, 1554. This is a conditional offer of $20,000, 12:30 a.m. closing, and recorded background music only. The license has been summarily suspended since September 1st.
The 73 people inside were all picking up bottles on the roof at 12 a.m. That's abuse.
Commissioner Fan, you're muted. I'm sorry.
Again, this is a situation that the licensee have significant adverse history, $34,000 since 2016. And I have zero confidence that they will actually be following the law. And so I'm at cancel and bond.
All right, a counter offer, cancel and bond claim. Commissioner Ford,
I would accept the 20,000 plus the 12:30 closing and recorded background only.
Chairman Bradley.
I would have gone to revoke and bond, but in order to get this out of here, I will go to cancel. This was multiple complaints of indoor activity. The sheriff's office saw at least 73 people. Windows were covered with black paper bags. Karaoke room windows were covered. This was absolutely somebody that was looking to conceal the illegality of their actions. So,
All right, so the counter offer is cancellation and bond claim. The next item, 1555. This is a conditional offer of $3,500. I don't know if it is. Mirabella Paradise Restaurant Corp. Commissioner Fan,
I'm going to accept 3,500.
Commissioner Ford,
Notes here. Says most of the complaints were due to residents and visitors to the apartment building. So is this still? I'm not sure that they are guilty of this. Counselor, talk me
Yeah.
off. What do you hear? What do you got to say?
Well, this is a situation where you only have their explanation for what happened, and they're simultaneously asking you to accept a $3,500 offer and telling you they didn't do it. We charge sustained pattern of noise and disorder and focal point for police attention for a reason. We have a record of noise and police involvement at the location, and we sent up the $3,500 offer for the board to consider as a settlement, not on the basis of agreeing to their version of the events.
Okay. All right. I'll accept.
Chairman Bradley,
yeah, I'll accept as well. And this once again goes back to a pet peeve I have, that someone is asking us to accept an offer to dispose of charges that they then, in the same letter, indicate that they are innocent of. Soon, these will be going to hearing, so I suggest that those letters change.
All right, then the next item, 1556, Scoob's Village Grill, Inc. This is a CNC of $2,500.
I will accept.
Commissioner Ford,
I will accept as well. Are there any issues with licensing, Commissioner Roberts, about the undisclosed interest?
That's something we can certainly look into.
Our records suggest that the license that the husband has now been added as a principal.
Okay, that answers my question. Thank you.
Chairman Bradley.
I'll accept.
Next item, 1557, Samarpan, Inc. This is a CNC of $1,500.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Sorry, you were off.
Accept.
Next item, 1558 and 1559A, Beer Barrel Inn, Inc. This is a conditional no contest plea of $4,000.
This is 3 dates of yield violations. They've been licensed since 1998. I'll accept 4,000.
Commissioner Ford,
4,000 accept.
Even though I will say that the lawyer's letter really was not helpful.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item, 1559, Dixie Saloon LLC. This is a $1,500 CNC.
1,500 accept.
Commissioner Ford,
1,500 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Accept.
Next item is 1559B, the Hillis Restaurant and Bar, Inc. This is a CNC of $20,000, background music only, and a 12:30 closing. There's been a summary suspension in effect since September 21st. Commissioner Fan?
This licensee has paid $73,500 for many charges over the past 4 years. I feel like this board has spoken to this licensee in person and have told her that she really needs to follow the law. This incident involves a giant tent in the backyard, lots of people inside.
Actually, 2 tents.
2 tents, lots of people inside when indoor service was not allowed. I really have no choice but to go to cancel and bond here.
All right, a counteroffer, cancellation and bond claim. Commissioner Ford,
Plus, there's an active SLB vacate order posted on the front door prohibiting the use of the rear yard. So it was in default status for a previous violation back in December. The Department of Health food permit was also expired. So to Commissioner Fan's point, they paid almost $75,000 in fines. I don't think money is the issue here, so I'm going to vote to cancel and bond as well.
all right, Chairman Bradley.
Commissioner Fan pointed out they paid $73,500 in fines in a 4-year period, which is unheard of. This is not a close call, cancel and bond.
All right, so counteroffer, cancellation and bond claim. The next item, 1559C, Romulo Chavez. This is a conditional offer of $40,000 at midnight closing only. The license was summarily suspended on 9/30. And just to note that the current approved method of operation only allows for recorded music. Commissioner Fan?
Yeah, but before that, just for the record, this is a location where the Portchester police warned the licensee, warned the premises on September 25th, I believe, because there were 250 people inside, and came back the next night after the warning. We have a video, which is really ugly, and 187 people were in there. And the response to law enforcement about why they weren't paid attention to was, quote, "I have to pay my bills," end quote. The CNC letter says that that manager was fired. But there's no way that at this point, an owner of a premise couldn't know that that kind of party inside in this environment put people's lives at risk.
No, the paperwork indicates that the max occupancy is 90, correct?
Correct.
And there's supposed to be a 50% of that.
Yes. So they're 5 times over their limit.
All right, so with that, Commissioner Fan?
Again, I have no confidence that they will ever actually change the way they're doing this business, so I might cancel and bond.
All right, counteroffer, cancel and bond claim. Commissioner Ford?
I might cancel and bond as well.
Chairman Bradley?
Cancel and bond.
All right, counteroffer, cancel and bond claim. And next items, 1559D, E, and F. Wall and Brill Management Corp. This is a conditional offer of $25,000. The license was summarily suspended on the 19th of September.
What is the capacity of this place?
Let me try to find the C of O if we have it on file.
Whatever it is, they should be at 50%. Is that correct? Correct?
Yeah, I don't believe we charged them with being over capacity.
Okay.
So my guess is, unless it was an oversight, which I suppose is possible, that the executive order violations we were relying on did not include that. We have 8 employees with no masks. We have people standing and drinking. We have nobody eating.
So
They were operating without a valid C of O, though, one way or the other, whatever it was.
their application said they have 96 seats. They did not answer the occupancy question. So they had 96 seats at the bar. I mean, 96 seats at tables, no seats at the bar.
Right. This proposal is, there's also a focal point charge because the law enforcement had been responding to multiple dangerous incidents over the prior several weeks, including shots fired. Whether that is tied to this particular location or not, it's not clear, but there was clearly a focal point issue here. And this is not the only case that's being charged. There's incidents that date back to October of 2019, where the licensee, supposedly operating a restaurant, had really converted it into a nightclub with a DJ, security, and promoters, all of which were not permitted at the premise, and there was no food being served, non-bona fide, at this so-called restaurant back in October of 2019.
And for the record, it says that the license evaded all the violations and was issued a C of O approximately 10 days later. So just to clear that up.
Commissioner Ford, we do have an expired temporary certificate of occupancy on file, which lists the first floor restaurant, kitchen, dining area as a maximum occupancy of 110 persons. The basement bar area, which is used for prep area, office, cooler, storage, bathrooms, maximum of 37.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so with that, Commissioner Fan,
Accept 25,000.
Commissioner Ford,
25,000 accept.
Chairman Bradley.
Guys, I don't know whether you've read this or not, but this is a town near me and it's got a significant crime problem. And this is a place that should not be open based on our past cancellations. I'm willing to listen to alternative arguments, but this has been going on over a year and the place is only open since 2018.
Well,
This is not a restaurant. This is a club. It was supposed to be a restaurant.
Hold on, Chairman. Can I just take a second look? All right. Given Chairman's personal knowledge of this location, I trust his judgment. I'll go to cancel and bond.
All right, so a counteroffer, cancel and bond claim.
Yeah, I want to be clear. I have not been near or in this place. I am familiar with the town. It's close to where I live. And this is the type of problem location that causes crime in this community. And this community has a crime problem.
I'll change to cancel and bond as well.
All right, a counteroffer, cancel and bond claim.
Yep.
All right, just for the record, Chairman, I'll ask you.
Cancel and bond.
All right, the next item I have is 1559G. This is a proposed extension of a series of advisories, are deferring civil penalties and the imposition of alternate penalties on summary suspension cases. So it's proposing to extend the deferral until November 30th.
Okay.
We had extended this for 30 days last month, and we need to extend it another 30 days.
Commissioner Fan,
I'm going to approve the advisory as written.
Commissioner Ford,
I approve the advisory as written.
Chairman Bradley.
I approve the advisory.
Next item is 1559H. This is another advisory looking to extend relief that you've already granted with respect to filing renewal applications without the renewal fee. If Deputy Commissioner Roberts wants to add anything to that.
Just seeking to extend the time that we're going to defer the fees for payments on renewals.
Commissioner Fan,
I'm going to vote to approve as written.
Commissioner Ford,
I vote to approve.
and Chairman Bradley.
Approve as written.
All right. The next two items I have on the calendar are both requests from counsel's office for summary orders of suspension. So we'll need to get the prosecutors to join us. So we can take a brief break.
Yeah, I sent them notes. I'm not sure where they're not on, but why don't we take a break?
Okay. Mark, can you hear and see us okay?
Yes, I can.
All right. Mr. Furry has the next item on the calendar, so we can go ahead and proceed with that one. This is item 1559I. This is a request. This is a request for summary suspension regarding GMAC Enterprises LLC. It's room OP 2500469.
Good afternoon, members of the board. This licensee is doing business as Charlie's Lounge, located at 272 Harry L. Drive in Johnson City, New York. It has been licensed since 1996 as a tavern. After receiving, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. After receiving warnings about executive order violations from the police on October 8th, 2020, a notice of pleading dated October 14th, 2020, containing executive order and other violations, which was delivered on October 16th, 2020, and yet another warning from the SLA on October 19th, 2020. The licensee was again found on October 22nd, 2020, to be in violation of Governor's Orders 202.16, 202.41, and 202.52. On October 22nd, 2020, Johnson City Police observed a crowd of at least 35 people consuming alcoholic beverages, only 5 of whom were served any food. The bartender admitted to police that he did not know whether food was required. Police also observed patrons standing and walking around the bar without masks and also playing pool. Police also observed the bartender with his mask pulled down and another person behind the bar making drinks who was not wearing a mask at all. It is evident that despite the licensee receiving multiple warnings, and even after receiving a notice of pleading containing 10 charges, including but not limited to executive order violations on September 17th, September 25th, September 27th, and October 8th, the licensee has no intention of complying with the governor's executive orders and related SLA and DOH guidance. The licensee's failure to properly supervise the premises during the COVID-19 pandemic has endangered the health, welfare, and safety of the community, and Council's office respectfully requests an emergency order of summary suspension. Thank you.
All right. With that, Commissioner Fan, do you have any questions?
No, I do not have any questions. Thank you.
Commissioner Ford, do you have any questions?
No, I have no questions.
Chairman Bradley, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
All right, with that, I'll call for the vote of the members. First, Commissioner Fan.
Based on the evidence submitted by Council Faring, it's clear that this location is continuing to violate the governor's executive order surrounding COVID-19 due to imminent threat to public health, safety, and welfare. I'm voting to summarily suspend this license.
Commissioner Ford.
Based on evidence provided by council, I vote to summarily suspend this license.
Chairman Bradley.
Based on council's presentation as well as the submission, I vote to summarily suspend. It's clear that this licensee is a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare.
All right, the next item I have is 1559J. It's Westchester OP 1325107. It's a request for emergency summary order suspension regarding Sahara Cafe Yonkers Corp.
Good afternoon, everyone. Tammy O'Hara from the New York City office, Zone 1. Council's office submits the subject licensee, Sahara Cafe Yonkers Corporation, located at 473 South Broadway, Yonkers, New York, to the members of the authority to consider an emergency order of summary suspension on its retail on-premises liquor license pursuant to Section 401, subsection 3 of the State Administrative Procedure Act. Sahara Cafe Yonkers Corporation was literally just issued an on-premises license on August 24th of 2020. It is set to expire on July 31st of 2022, and it is licensed to operate as a restaurant. The licensee has one active principal, Lionel Tejada. This summary suspension is based on a visit that occurred on October 25th of 2020, an incident that occurred on October 15th, 2020, and another incident that occurred on September 27th of 2020. The last visit that occurred, the SLA investigators made 2 visits to the establishment on the same date. The first visit at approximately 9:15 p.m., they observed patrons that were standing shoulder to shoulder inside of the establishment. No food was observed being eaten, and the patrons were smoking hookah in violation of the Yonkers local law, basically not allowing hookah lounges in Yonkers County, Yonkers. The investigators alerted Yonkers PD and Yonkers Fire Department, and a second visit occurred. A count was taken of the patrons inside, and there were over 124 patrons inside of an establishment that has, on pre-COVID, a 48 patron limit. There was evidence of hookahs being utilized, and a backyard area of the establishment was being used in violation not only of the premises that they indicated would be used for the liquor license, but also in violation of Yonkers city law. And there was a stop order that was issued to them that day. The owner was present at the time, and there were summonses that were issued in regards to all of the observations. Now, this is not the first time that this establishment was warned about the amount of patrons that were inside of their establishment. Skipping over the October 15th incident, which did not have any EO violations, I'm moving on to the September 27th, 2020 incident. At that time, there was an SLA inspection because of a joint effort with the Yonkers Police Department and the Yonkers Fire Department in response to complaints of large crowds, lack of social distancing and no masks, and disorderly patrons. Upon arrival at the location, the officers observed a line of individuals that were waiting to enter the establishment. The security guard that was on scene outside of the establishment was questioned about the amount of patrons that were inside, and they indicated that there were only 48 patrons that were inside. After entering the establishment, again, it was very apparent that there were way more than 48 people, and after a count, there were 236 people. That's 220 patrons and 16 employees that were inside of the establishment. Again, just wanting to note that the maximum occupancy of the establishment pre-COVID was 48. However, due to the governor's executive orders regarding maximum occupancy for indoor service, the current occupancy limit is 24. So at the time, on September 27, 2020, it was approximately 10 times the mandated amount of patrons inside of the establishment. In addition to those violations, there were summonses issued for improper display of required signs. For the 2 months that this establishment has had a license, it has racked up 3 visits to the establishment by Yonkers Police Department and the Fire Department. Each time that they have visited, they have been issued summonses. 2 of those times were in violation of executive orders that were designed to prevent the spread of COVID-19, which is a deadly virus. And the licensee received the license in the midst of this deadly pandemic, and has not only decided not to follow the current laws, but it's actually in violation of the regular laws, even on a regular day. They have packed this establishment with more than triple the amount of people that are supposed to be in there, making it a deadly situation on a regular day. But even more so during this time when social distancing and mask wearing is of the utmost importance to avoid the spread of this disease. It is for all of those reasons that we are requesting respectfully that the members summarily suspend this license.
Okay, any questions, Commissioner Fan?
No, thank you, Tammy.
Commissioner Ford?
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you very much.
Chairman Bradley?
I have no questions.
All right, with that, I'll call for the vote of the members. First, Commissioner Fan.
Based on the presentation by Councilor O'Hare, it's clear that this location in imminent threat to public health, safety, and welfare, and I vote to summarily suspend this license.
Commissioner Ford?
Counselor, you said they were just licensed in August of
That's
this
correct,
year.
August 24th of this year.
Well, that may be close to a new record. So, wow, that's a lot of stuff they racked up here in no time at all, including back last month in September. So I vote to summarily suspend this license. They clearly are a threat to the public health, safety, and welfare.
Chairman Bradley?
Based on council's presentation as well as the submission, which I have to say the pictures submitted indicate an egregious violation of executive orders on multiple occasions. This licensee has become a risk to public health, safety, and welfare, and I vote to summarily suspend.
All right, then. That's the last item I have on the calendar. Chairman, is there anything else?
Yeah, I think Adam has an announcement.
I just had an announcement to make regarding conditional approvals.
Thank you.
We're in a position now where we have a lot of licenses that have been conditionally approved, where the conditions either have not been satisfied or the applicant or representative has not made a request to extend the conditional approval. We're giving everybody till December 1st of this year to either satisfy their conditions if it's over 6 months or to request an extension. If an extension is not requested and granted by the authority, we will be disapproving the application.
And with that, I think we're all set, Tom. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you. With that, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tom. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.